Duane Vermeulen shuts down Springboks, criticism that has been blown out of proportion. Springboks mobile unit coach Duane Vermeulen has dismissed the notion that rassie Erasmus side were exposed at the breakdown. South Africa's work in that facet of the game has come under the spotlight in 2025, but the former number 8 claims that it is not an area of concern or a talking point heading into the second test against the All Blacks. A master of the craft during his playing days, Vermeulen states that the Boks' overall game is more of a concern after their 24-17 defeat at Eden Park. Vermeulen shuts down breakdown chatter. The 76 Test cap double World Cup winner fronted the media on Tuesday and was asked whether the breakdown was a big work-on this week in training in order to combat the All Blacks a bit. Vermeulen responded with a question of his own. Do you know the number of breakdown turnovers they got? When the reporter was unable to provide the statistics, the former back rower continued. It was 2 poaches and maybe 1 counter ruck. If you look at Test rugby match, which goes 80 minutes, I don't really think it's a massive talking point. Obviously, we try to put pressure on our opposition as well. Yes, they've done a couple of things, but it's not exposing us in a way. The focus will always be there, but our overall game is probably the biggest talking point. We can't go into specifics. While Vermeulen didn't think that it was a major concern, head coach Erasmus did hail the All Blacks' work in that facet of the game. He wondered whether Scott Robertson had tapped into the expertise of former All Blacks captain Richie McCaw. I think Richie McCaw might have been with them last week, the way they were at the breakdown, Erasmus remarked. They were awesome at the breakdown, they were all over and had so many threats. Jasper Wies's return. Erasmus made those comments after namming his team for the second test between the two sides in Wellington, with the head coach making several changes to his backline, but just 2 in the pack. One of those changes is the return of Jasper Wies to the number 8 jersey, a selection that does excite Vermeulen. It's great to have Jasper back in the mix. He is one of the guys who really gives us go-forward ball, he said. We are looking forward to what he can bring to the fore. Obviously, we have a good pack, and he will need to be the link to this exciting backline that we have picked. I'm looking forward to what he brings to the party, and it's great to have him back. While Vermeulen has a wealth of knowledge of playing in New Zealand and against the All Blacks, he revealed that he hasn't been sharing too much of that this week, with fellow assistant coach Tony Brown, a former All Blacks fly half, doing a lot of the talking. Obviously, there are a couple of guys who are still playing from when I played, so it's a bit different, but all the coaches have an input, and Tony Brown shared quite a lot with the backs, he explained. I don't work a lot with the backs, just maybe a few high balls with the likes of Ethan Hooker, but apart from that, the guys who played last weekend obviously shared their bit. I don't really do a lot of that.